It's better.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. Welcome to Birth Your Vision podcast live, and I'm your host. And today I'm so super excited for this amazing podcast. We are going to be talking about the 5 R's of reinvention. I have an amazing guest, Dr. Zina Arinze, who will be joining us today to discuss about how to plan and organize yourself, and also the processes of the 5 R's of reinvention. So I'm super excited. So come along and join me. Get your drinks ready because she's going to be sharing some amazing nuggets today. And most of us reinventing ourselves is a process, and it actually requires a lot of change, a total change of life. And it can be very tough, and it requires quite a lot of sacrifice and significant changes to your life. And so today I want you to join me as we now sort of dive into the processes of how you can actually get some nuggets about how to start reinventing yourself, especially post COVID. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us on the Birth Your Vision podcast. I am live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. So welcome to all our wonderful guests. So today I have Dr. Zina Arinze on the podcast live. Thank you so much. She is an amazing woman and I absolutely love her. She is actually the Reinvention Queen. And that's one of the reasons why she's here with me today, to come and share quite a lot of great strategies and tips with us today. So just a little bit about our amazing guest. She is the Reinvention Queen, and she is larger than life, and she's very bubbly, very down to earth. I love having conversations with her. She is an international transformational speaker. She's a best-selling author and international gender empowerment strategies. She is also a radio broadcaster and a talk show host. She's a lawyer, and she's also a reinvention and life transformation coach. And she is so many great things. And today she's going to be sharing so many wonderful tips as well. And she's also the founder of Believe and Live Again Divorce Recovery Coaching and Mentoring. She is the founder of other organizations as well. The charitable organization, which is actually the Poor Africa UK, and she helps and empower African women and young girls in the diaspora. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome the amazing queen, Dr. Zina Arinze.
Oh, yay! Where is she?
Did I also mention she has beautiful, lovely daughters, Princess 1 and Princess 2, and she's looking after a wonderful mother. So welcome to the platform today. It's a real pleasure to have you here joining us.
Thank you so much, Hannah. It's an absolute joy. It's an absolute privilege on your show. And I just want to say shout out to all the wonderful women all over the world that are watching, either if you're watching this now or you're watching it later on. It's just a huge pleasure to be in your midst and to have this opportunity to speak to you. So, Hannah, you've set me up. I don't know if I can... Are you talking about me or someone else?
I am talking about you. In fact, there is still more to say, but I had to kind of trim it down because it's amazing when I look at your bio. You've achieved so much great things in life, and it's really commendable, and I'm so super proud of you. So it's a pleasure to welcome you here. Finally, you're here today, and we're super excited to just kick off the amazing reinvention journey, the process of how you can actually empower many women who are watching today, how to start that journey, of reinventing themselves, especially post COVID and, beyond COVID, beyond the lockdown. And so, it's a real pleasure to have you here today. So I just want to say hello to all our amazing guests who have actually joined us today. Welcome. Say hello to my wonderful guest. Thank you so much for your continuous support. We are super grateful. So thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. So yes, I'm super excited. Let's get down to business. So now tell us about, all about reinvention, because you are the Reinvention Queen. And I want to know about, what does self-reinvention really mean?
Well, self-reinvention, Hannah, means basically to take control of your life, to take responsibility, to know that there's only one version of you and that you only have one chance to make it the best that you can. When I say one chance, I'm talking about one chance in terms of being alive.
Yes.
You know, you make a mistake every day, but every day is a fresh new day for you to start again and to be better than you were in the past. And the past 2 seconds now, like 2 seconds ago, that's the past.
That's right.
3 seconds ago, that's a past. A minute ago, that was a past. So you can be better than you were 3 minutes ago. 2 seconds ago, 10 minutes, half an hour ago, I was talking to a client. I was doing something, you know, and I can reflect on that and see how could I do that better. She can reflect on our session. How can she be better? So it's all about thinking about how you can improve yourself, not just your mindset, you know, your physical body, you know, your thinking, your perspective. How can you be better? How can you show up better? You know, in a world where mediocrity is really celebrated, you know, you have to figure out how can I be better? You know, I'm a woman and I'm expected to be in a particular way. How can I go against the mold and show that I can be better? That's what reinvention is all about. It's about wanting to improve yourself each and every moment.
Fantastic. That is absolutely amazing. So, you know, how do you start the journey of actually reinventing yourself? What are the initial thing that you think about when you want to start on that journey to invent yourself?
The first thing you need to be thinking about, any of us, you, the whole world, is you need to kind of analyze or evaluate your now. So your as is environment. So how am I now? What's working, what's not working? So it's like a SWOT analysis that we do in organizations, in corporates, we do. And even now, during this post-COVID, as we're moving from COVID to post-COVID, and some people are saying to another surge, we don't know. But this is where you need to evaluate where you are now.
Absolutely.
And start thinking about where you want to be. So your as is environment and your to be environment. You think about, okay, how am I financially? How am I in my relationships? Not just your relationship with your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend, but your relationships with your children, if you've got children, your relationships with your colleagues at work, if you're a woman of faith or a man of faith, your relationships in your mosque or your church, your relationships with your colleagues at work, your relationships with your next door neighbor. How can I be better relationally? Because normally when we talk about relationships, we're always talking about, you know, our significant other. Forget it. Everything about relationships matter. You know, the reason I'm on your show today is because we have a relationship. You know, if you don't have a relationship, you don't have access. You know, and even when you have a relationship, you have to make sure that you don't abuse that relationship. The first thing is analyze where you are now, and then think about where you would like to be. Aspirational. Nothing is off the mark. You know, some people think, oh, I just want a little bit. I just want to. No. Stretch your imagination. Where would I really like to be if money wasn't an issue? If access wasn't an issue? If gender wasn't an issue, if color wasn't an issue, whatever it is that are normally issues in our today's world, if none of those things was not an issue, where would I like to be, including you know, finances? And then you start charting backwards. What do I need to do to get there? You know, initially it's massive. It's massive. You know, you might, for instance, you might be saying, oh, I want to be an astronaut. No, that's not me. I don't want to be an astronaut. But that might be your dream. You might want to be an astronaut at 40 or 35 or 50 or 60. That might be, you know, something you've always thought about at 5 years old in the class when the teachers are speaking. You're just dreaming about rockets. Then you start thinking about, okay, that was my dream then. I still want to do that now. All bets are off now. We've got COVID. We don't know what's happening. Uncertainty is just so rife. So what can I do to be where I want to be? What are the kind of baby steps I need to take now? And then you chart backwards. So you have an end goal. I want to be an astronaut. That might seem far out to me because I don't want to be an astronaut. But someone listening to me right now, that might be her dream. I have a very good friend of mine, same age as me. About 8 years ago, she wanted to be a pilot. She'd never, ever, maybe 10 years ago, we call her pilot now. She didn't study physics. She's, you know, she's not from a background that would normally be something that, you know, she would fall into. And she's in her 50s now. She's almost qualified as a pilot.
Fantastic.
You know, so there is nothing impossible. I have another friend of mine, well, a friend of a friend actually, whose aunt became a doctor for the first time, a medical doctor at the age of 67.
Wow, that's incredible.
So
67.
67.
This is actually the time where many people are actually thinking of retiring, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. But then you need to think about retiring. That's a good thing. Retiring. Are you retiring because you have realized your dreams and your goals, or are you retiring because they say that you're 60 or 65 and it's time for you to stop?
I love that point, because I was also reading people who are in their 40s and their 50s, sometimes these ages, they start to reinvent themselves in terms of going back to university to study a degree or course, and even sometimes starting a business as well. So would you say that reinvention takes place at any given time when you are ready to step out of your comfort zone and make the first step? Would you agree with that?
100%. And it's a continuous process. It starts on the inside. Like I like to say, reinvention is an inside job. So it starts on the inside, you know, what we look like outwardly, you know, makeup, Mac, and all the stuff. Like I've got all my makeup on, well, half of it on. That's the externals. It's what is the change that you need to make on the inside, because it starts on the inside and then it comes out, you know, so it starts on the inside. I want to change something. So you think about it, you reflect upon it, you know, you release, you reflect. Well, when we'll talk about the 5 hours soon, but you know, you really reflect on what you want to do, and then you release it, like you birth you release the vision, and you start moving step by step, incrementally. You don't need to announce it, so you don't have to tell people, because normally when you share your reinvention goal or dream or vision with other people, people will tell you it's impossible.
Absolutely.
They will tell you all the obstacles. It could be age.
And those are the setbacks, isn't it? And they make it so impossible for you to actually achieve it. And if you're somebody who is also kind of going through the stages of building up your self-confidence, hearing that you can't do it or it's not possible actually demotivate you and just make you lose all courage totally. So you are right in terms of not really sharing that information with people until you've actually start that journey yourself. And you're almost finished or actually completed it.
Absolutely.
You know, because at the end of the day, you've got to protect yourself in the process of that reinvention taking place. Yeah, indeed. Absolutely. Fantastic. So I'm super excited because we're about to go into the 5 hours of reinvention. And I can't wait for you to tell us what exactly it is. I have a feeling what it is, but it would be nice to just hear it from you. I've written out my 5 hours, but I don't really know whether it's the same as yours. But, you know, it's going to be very interesting.
I'm sure you're absolutely correct. The first one, I kind of touched on it a little bit, but the first one is you need to release.
Yes, so release. Ladies, get your pen and your notebooks ready. We are going into the 5 hours of reinvention. I really want you to take this on board. So for some of you who are now, you know, at the stage of reinventing yourself, we are now sharing some fantastic tools and nuggets to help you. So the first one, it's about release. Okay.
So when I talk about release, you're talking about releasing the pain, releasing whatever's held you back, releasing the shame, you know, releasing maybe the mistakes that you have made, releasing yourself, releasing other people that might have stopped you. Maybe you lost a job, maybe you've been working for 15 years and you've always been expecting every year that there'll be a promotion, and every year you get passed over. Other people that are younger than you or less qualified than you, they keep getting promotion and you haven't. And so you've got this bitterness inside you. You've got this bitterness inside you. 15 years later, you know, it's like you're thinking, I can't move ahead. And every time you try to move ahead, you're thinking, well, someone's going to stop me. If I try, someone's going to stop me. So you've got that mental blockage there.
Yeah, that barrier, that limitation.
Absolutely. You need to release your boss or release that situation. Release your primary school teacher who told you that you would never amount to anything. I've got a very good testimony. My oldest daughter is 22 years old, and she has a fantastic fashion brand. She's just graduated 2-1. So just shout out to my daughter, Jade.
Yeah. Go Jade. Congratulations.
And thank you. And she also is a tall girl fashion designer, which she started last year, called Rosanna London. Now she draws everything and then gives it to her manufacturer and all that. I remember when she was in year 7, she used to like art, and her teacher, it was time for parents' evening, and her teacher looked at her portfolio and said to her, well, it doesn't look like we should, invite your parents for parents' evening for this subject, does it?
Wow.
And so she dropped art. She never did it again. She hated
my days. Wow.
In fact, we were talking about it the other day, and she's always drawing at home, drawing on a portfolio. I mean, she's not an artist, but she has an eye.
She has a unique way of drawing. Yeah.
And we remember, and I'm like, well, see you now. So you might be someone who, you might be 52 years old, you might be 25 years old, and you were told in school that you could never amount to whatever it is your dream was. There are some people who were told, oh, when I grow up, I want to be a nurse. And your teacher will say, well, you don't like the science of blood, do you? Or you're not doing biology, but that's, your passion. Release these people. It's important that you release whatever it is that's held you back, even if it's yourself, release it. You have to. If you don't release, you cannot reinvent yourself. It's really important that I can't overemphasize it. That is the very first thing you need to do. Release, release, release. The second thing you need to do, second R, is reflect.
Reflect, yes.
Reflect upon yourself, reflect upon things you could have done differently, reflect upon how you could be in a different place at the same time, reflect upon potentials that you might have missed, reflect upon potentials that are available, reflect upon people that you can actually speak to, network with, grow with, potential collaboration, people that you can actually reach out to that can help your destiny. There are lots of people that we know that we don't talk to for whatever reason. You don't like the color of her hair, or you don't like the way she speaks, or you don't like the way, the way he looks. And that person might be, just a word from that person can take you to your next level.
Absolutely.
So reflect on your choices. Like my youngest daughter always likes to tell me, Mommy, be wise with your choices. Can you imagine? My 6-year-old, be wise with your choices. I'll tell you that. You've got coaches in my home. So it's really important when you're reflecting, be wise with your choices. The third thing you need to do is that you need to renew. This is all about your mindset. You have to renew your mindset. Like I said earlier on, Hannah, reinvention is an inside job.
Yeah.
So you have to renew everything. You have to take off the old. Absolutely. You have to take off the old and put on the new. Renewal, that process of renewal, whatever doesn't serve you, even if it's yourself, if there's something about you, your character, your personality, your thoughts, your beliefs, the way you do things, your attitudes, you have to renew it. So there are some people that are really listening right now, and they are so amazing at so many things, but they don't go forward because they've got imposter syndrome. They think, I'm not, I'm not worthy. I'm not enough to go to another course. There are people that are permanent, or what do we call them? Professional students.
Yes.
Every time you speak to them, they're doing another course. Now, I'm all for continuous improvement, and I do loads of courses as well, but still need to implement what you've learned. You are good enough. I don't know who I'm speaking to right now, but you are good enough just as you are. Take that leap of faith, renew your mind, and take that step and do what you need to do. It just takes one step.
One step, that's all it takes. Yes, absolutely.
You may fail. Again, all the people that we look up to that are successful today, bar none, they are all failures. I'm talking to you today. I have failed so many times. It's unbelievable.
Absolutely.
So you need to be able to renew your mind and know that failure is okay.
It's okay.
Failure is okay. What isn't okay? You don't renew your mind and you don't take that risk. You don't move forward. You allow things to keep you bound. You allow obstacles to strangle you or choke your potential. We always like to blame other people. So it's someone's fault. It's so, my teacher at school, my ex-husband, my ex-wife, I don't have enough money, the color of my skin. And although those, these things are issues, what I said at the beginning is that you need to take responsibility for your actions, for your life. You need to be accountable to other people, but you need to be accountable to
For yourself.
you. And that's
Absolutely.
all part of the renewal. When you actually take this in and know that, okay, the blame game I've been playing, blaming the society, blaming my job, blaming my parents. My parents were poor, they were rich, I didn't have, whatever it is that we like to blame.
Yeah.
When you renew your mind, you're like, okay, the buck stops with me. Dr. Zina, the buck stops with you.
Me.
Yes, I
yes,
know. Hannah,
absolutely.
the buck stops with you. Ladies, beautiful men, wherever you are around the world, the buck stops with you.
Yes.
The next thing I need to say is reinvigorate.
Reinvigorate.
So you've released what doesn't serve you. You're reflecting on how you can move forward. You're renewing your mindset, your beliefs, your attitudes, and all that. Now it's about pouring. It's just like how, it's like when you go to the spa. When you go to the spa, you get a massage. You go to the various, you go to the steam rooms, the various steam rooms. You got some, and they will say monsoon, and monsoon will just be pouring on you. You got something else will be splashing on you, and you just get this reinvigoration of your body. That's how it is with your mind, with your thoughts. You're reinvigorated for the new place where you want to go to. You've got that, like we like to say, you've got that step, that kick in your step, but it's actually your attitude. It's in your mind, in your heart, and everything in your soul. You've got, all of a sudden, everything that you are is congruent. Everything that you are is aligned with your values. You, for the first time in your life, you actually realize that you are relevant and that you matter. So, when you begin to get that reinvigoration, that process of reinvigoration, everything inside you is refreshed. It's like you're new. It's like, people that like to do dermoabrasions and I forgot what, get the
taking off the dead skin, isn't it?
Absolutely. So everything that is dead is taken off, and you're reinvigorated. You have a glow.
Rebirth.
Absolutely. On the inside, you've got a glow about you, and when you speak, when you've got a spring in your step, it just comes out. It exudes from your pores, from everything that you do. You go to a room, you become the light and soul. People look at you like, Hannah, there's something about you. I don't know what it is. There's something about you. People notice it, and it kind of glows through your makeup. It glows through everything that you do, the way you carry yourself. Reinvigoration is such an amazing process. If you get to that stage, you know that you're ready for reinvention, which is the last reinvention. So it's just like a butterfly. You have a butterfly. The butterfly's first, a poop.
Oops, I think I may have lost my guest, so I'll just wait for her to come back on. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you've been listening to us on the live podcast, we have been talking about the 5 R's of reinvention. We've spoken about release, which is about allowing the pain to go, releasing yourself from the pain and any form of obstacles and challenges in your life. And also we talk about reflecting, looking at different ways to reflect upon our life and where we're at and what we need to be doing moving forward. We also talked about renewing the mind, the soul, the spirit, and the body, as well as reinvigorate, which is all about cleansing and just a rebirth of life itself, breathing life into us. It's just truly amazing to have Dr. Arina, telling us about this wonderful opportunity in terms of how to start reinventing ourselves and, looking at different ways that we can actually do that. While I'm waiting for her to come in, I'm just going to be looking at the wonderful messages from all our wonderful guests. Thank you so much. I can see Marie. Thank you. And I can also see Nelza. And I can also see so many other beautiful women joining us today. Leave your questions on here. And when Dr. Zina Arinze comes back on, we will be able to actually answer it as well. But I really just want to kind of keep on going and then just share with you some useful tools that you can actually use. So when it comes to reinvention, there is a checklist, which is something that you can actually use, is a useful tool for you as well. And, just before you embark, on this journey of self-reinvention, you really need to definitely think about, the different checklists that would actually help you. And number one is about resilience. Having resilience is so, so important. Problems and obstacles, they are definitely guaranteed to happen along the way, in this journey of life. But, sometimes it's very, very difficult. And, during this period of time, it can be very, very challenging, and you may lose your focus and your direction, and you may even lose, motivation, and you don't really want to do anything. But it's all about building your resilience, and that is something that would help you. It requires, the journey of reinvention requires that you have resilience, because when you're knocked down, you should be able to get support to get yourself back on track, which is very, very important as well. And also self-care. Self-care is so important. For us ladies, we have to look after ourselves, our body, our mind, our soul, and also, eliminate anything that is actually distracting us and, taking us away from the focus. During the process of reinventing yourself, it is important to allow yourself to step out of your comfort zone, and to also, get rid of any habits, old habits that doesn't really serve you, that doesn't really serve any purpose in your life anymore. And I know that this can be very difficult and very tough and very challenging, but the questions you need to be asking yourself is around self-worth. You have to understand that you are a woman of worth. You are a woman of substance, a woman of virtue. And so you deserve to pamper yourself. You deserve to look after yourself. You deserve everything that is great and beautiful. And so putting self-care at the very top of reinvention, it's so, so important. So it's about making sure that you are participating in your favorite hobby, or maybe going out with a friend, or even just going out and having a good time, just by yourself, or even going shopping, and even pampering yourself, going to the spa, or having your hair done, or having your nails done. So it's about practicing loving yourself, being kind to yourself, finding a way to meditate, finding a way to focus on you, putting yourself first, and loving you from within. Because only when you look after yourself, you love yourself, you embrace who you are, that is when other people will now return exactly the way you've done it for yourself. Because remember that what you put out there is exactly what you're going to be getting as well. So, and also it's about discovering your strength. Looking at the areas and looking at the things that you're very good at, looking at your experiences, and this is about valuing those experiences, and also making sure that you understand what your strengths are, so that you can actually engage in positive self-reflection. And that would actually be something that's positive, that would actually help you along the way as well. So I'm just going to see if Dr. Zina is actually back on. Okay, yes, she is. I'm going to add her again to the stream. Hey, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I don't know what happened there.
Welcome back. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but thank you. Thanks for coming. I kept on talking about, the reinvention checklist in terms of resilience, self-care, and discovering your strength, and also loving yourself, your self-worth.
Yes.
So thank you so much for coming back. I think it's just technology, but we're going to press on anyway. So so just go through the 5 R's again for us.
All right. So the first one is release.
Yes.
You release, and then you reflect. So you release, you reflect, and then you renew, and then you reinvigorate, and then you reinvent.
And so then you reinvent, yes.
So to touch on that just quickly, you release, and I said that earlier on, whatever doesn't serve you, even if it's yourself, you release it, you forgive, you forget, you move forward. I like what you said, and it does take resilience. I should add that, and have it, make it the 6 R's.
The 6th one, absolutely, because you've got to be resilient, because you're going to have quite a lot of setbacks.
You will.
And how are you going to deal with that? Are you going to give up because there are setbacks and there's barriers? You have to be able to break those barriers. Absolutely. And if you need help, you need to be able to get somebody to support you, a mentor or a coach. And I think that's very, very important. We have to learn to be resilient.
Yeah. I mean, talking about that point as well, in terms of when you are releasing also means looking for help. Mm-hmm. for support, because sometimes you might be listening, you might be saying, okay, I hear what you're saying, Hannah, I hear what you say, Dr. Zina, but I don't know where to start. There's no shame in asking for help. Don't believe the hype where people tell you that you shouldn't ask for help, or you feel that I don't want to be a bother, or I don't, ask for help. I didn't get to where I am today without help. No one has gotten to where they are without help. No man or woman or dog or cat is an island. You might think you can do it by yourself, but you can do it by yourself, but you're not going to get you're not going to get as far as, or as fast as you need to get.
Yes.
When you do it yourself. But when you do it with someone else, with the right people, you can either step on their shoulders, or you can actually carry people along as well. It's all about there's a bestseller that likes to say, iron sharpeneth iron, the Bible.
Yes.
We sharpen each other. So I don't know everything. I don't know much anyway. So I have people around me that I look up to, some people that are at the same level. You have to be able to ask for help. And then there's a second thing, you have to qualify for that help. And when I'm talking about qualifying for help, I'm not talking about in terms of a certificate or anything, but in terms of when you are given the help, you actually implement it. You actually implement. There's no need asking for help and you are being helped and you don't do anything with it. A very good friend of mine, she likes to say the speed of implementation. So you're given help, you have a coach, you're paying your coach, or you have a mentor, or you have a teacher, you have a guide, whatever it is you have, or a counselor, and you're getting the help that you need, the support that you need, and you're not doing anything. Yes. A good example, you could, for instance, want to change your job, and you've gone for interviews loads and loads of times, you haven't been able to secure the role that you want. Then suddenly, someone that knows someone that knows someone, and they say there's an opening. Look, there's an opening. All you need to do is show up. That's all you need to do. Where is it? And show up. Teach you on the job. You will learn on the job. They will cover your back. You just need to show up.
Absolutely.
And you don't show up. Don't show up. I don't have a job, but you haven't shown up.
It doesn't work that way, does it? You need to show up and be present. Absolutely. And just lastly, you being the of Reinvention, I wanted to basically ask about the services that you offer to actually help women who are looking to start this journey of reinvention, especially now after we're going into another season, post-COVID. What support do you offer, and how can you actually, help them?
Right. Okay. There are two areas. Well, three areas. I help in terms of personal effectiveness. So you might be someone that you're all right, but you need that little bit of push, to make you more effective in how you do things and how you show up. Then there's also the line of people who are actually going through a relationship breakdown. So you're either divorced or going through a divorce or post-divorce, and you still haven't been able to heal. So help you to get back on your feet, help you reinvent yourself. There's a book that I wrote a couple of years back.
Fantastic.
Reinvent You. It's on Amazon. How to move from we to me after divorce. And it's a manual, actually. It shows you how, And then the third line of people are people who are stuck. So women like some of you who are listening right now, who are stuck because of some sort of trauma. It could be a loss of job. It could be COVID. It could be confusion. It could be retirement. It could be death of a loved one. It could be as a result of, a terminal illness or something news. And it's like you've been given maybe a few years to live or something, and you really want to make the best use of that life. You want to reinvent yourself and take your dreams back by the scruff of the neck. So I help you to actually craft out your reinvention roadmap. So some of the things that I spoke about, we delve into it really, really deeply. Where are you now? Where do you want to be? What are the steps you need to take, and hold you accountable? Tests, assessments, all sorts of things that will help you on your journey. If you want to know more about this, you can find me on Instagram, Dr. Zina. I'm sure that Hannah will.
I've just put all your links up. So you can find Dr. Zina on Instagram, Twitter, and also on Facebook and also on LinkedIn as well.
Yes.
So I've put all the information on the comment bar below, which is really awesome. Just lastly, any advice for anyone watching right now who may want to make that ultimate decision to start the journey of reinventing themselves? What would you say to that person?
I mean, without being flippant, what I would say is start. You know, put your toes in the water. It might be a bit hot, but dip your toes. You know how it is when you get into the bath, it's really hot, and then you kind of dip yourself further and further down.
Absolutely.
Start. Reach out to me. If you're really someone that you're really start, reach out, talk to me. No obligation. I really want to help as many people as possible. Talk to me. We can have a 20-minute chat just to figure out where you're at and where you need to be. And that's all. You just need that little push. It might be that you just need to be more effective, or it might be that you need to reinvent yourself, or it might be that you're stuck after, you know, a broken relationship and you can't move forward. But you need to take that first step, a leap of faith. Believe in you. Believe in one of my businesses, Believe and Live Again. Believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, everyone else will believe in you. But you need to start on the inside. Believe in yourself. Believe that you have what it takes. Dip your toes in the water. Then you dip your ankles. Then you go down to your shins. Then you go down to your knees. And then all of a sudden you're swimming. But you need to start. You need to start. You are worthy. You have what it takes. You need to be resilient. As Hannah said earlier on, you need to look after yourself. Self-care, that's really important, because if you look nice on the inside and on the outside, it helps you feel better about yourself. It gives you that motivation that you need. But more importantly, believe that you are the best version of you. No one else can do you other than you. So you might be looking at other people, you might be looking at Hannah, you might be looking at other people. They can't do you as you can. You are the best at being you. So give yourself that chance, cut yourself some slack, and go out there and be the best that you can be. I believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I mean, you've already heard it from the amazing Dr. Arinze, and it's really about, you know, looking at yourself and really believing truly in yourself, and also, you know, looking at ways that you can actually get support. So she's there to actually help you and give you the right support and the guidance that you need to start this journey. And I just want to say thank you so much to all our wonderful guests and also all our viewers for joining us today. It's been an amazing interview, and I'm super excited that you were able to actually join today. So thank you so much. So ladies, I'm going to be coming back again with another guest next week, and I look forward to having you all coming on to come and join the conversation. Thank you so much. It's been amazing having you. You've been an amazing guest. God bless you. Have a great evening. Stay blessed and see you soon. Take care. Bye. Bye.